Well, let's first do introductions all the way around the room, okay? At this table, Frank Robotham, do you have some guests here?
I do. I'm really happy. I invited 6 people to come, and I'm batting 30%. But the point is, I have Dave Williams, he lives on Upland, and I've got John Collier, who lives on Garden Street. And I met John up in the woods in Centennial, and I met John in my German class at the Council on Aging. So let's hear it for them.
Aren't you batting 33?
33. Instead of 30. Yeah.
And I can introduce some younger people at the table as well. This is Anna Natalia Epstein, President Emeritus of the Interact Club of Wellesley. This is the current president, Mary Bevilacqua, and Assistant Ella Bevilacqua. Who would like to do some, are there any guests at this table? No, these are regulars. Okay. I know there's plenty of guests at this table, Fred.
Well, you're going to meet last year's participants for the RILA program, and I'll remind you what RILA is in a minute, which is Michael and Andrew here, but these are Michael's parents.
A little louder.
Ellen and Greg Tefunjian. And this is Paul and Siobhan Derrickson. And you're going to meet Michael and Andrew right now.
And
Right.
one more guest I know at your table is Calvin Isley, who's maybe the longest living member of the current Interact Club.
Maybe.
Is that possible?
I think it's Anna. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And you've got a sibling
They're both
policy.
seniors.
Yeah, I have
Your
an
older
older
sister was
sister,
with us
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So, very good. Well, we're glad you're all here. Fred, would you like to tell us about
Why
RILA?
don't you guys stand up? So again, this is Andrew Derrickson and Michael Tefunjian, and these are last year's RILA students. I'll remind us quickly what RILA is. RILA stands for, well, we call it Rotary Youth Leadership Conference, but the A, I think, is awards, right?
Yes.
And I think that's because the recruiting of students to attend the RILA program was an award. I don't know. But we still call it the conference now. And what it is the Rotary clubs in Eastern Massachusetts together recruit sophomores at high school level to attend a leadership weekend. It runs from Friday afternoon through Sunday afternoon. And they have all kinds of events and activities. And I'm going to ask you to comment here. Can I stand up here?
Yeah,
just
sure.
a second. Just tell us a couple of the events that stood out in your mind.
So right when we got there, we were put into groups of about 4 kids from different towns. And we did not talk with our groups right away, and we did something called the Simon's Bridge, which was we constructed a bridge thing that had to hold, I think it was like a paint can or something. Yeah. It had to, you had to build a bridge using a piece of paper, some tape, and things like that without talking to your group mates. And so that firsthand, it's team working, and you don't even know the people that you're working with, so you create a bond with them right off the bat. And I think just those groups, you become like a family with them, and you learn with them, and they're just a great group of people that I still connect with today. So I think that's an invaluable experience.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I agree. I remember I think on the second or the third day we did. They brought in another community service group, and we did a bunch of meal packaging, and we packaged. I think it was only like an hour, but we got everyone together and were able to package. I forget the number, but it was just a number that stood out to me as a crazy amount, and was really creating a substantial impact in the world.
And where was
It was
this
really
held
interesting.
last year?
This was held at Fitchburg State University.
So it's usually on a college campus. It's been in different areas. It used to be over at Regis, believe it or not, but they haven't done it there. That would have been convenient for a while. What about, and what happens on Sunday afternoon? Isn't there like a competition, a presentation or competition? The parents are invited up?
Yes, so I think we had the final ceremony, and that involved there were a few awards given out, and all the groups were recognized for the work that they did, as well as Rotary's overarching theme and what we've learned from the program. And I think that just goes to show you how big the Rotary community is and how they're making a large impact across the world doing service above self, which is a great thing.
Okay, so my next question was kind of takeaways, but that's something I hear, service above
Yes.
self,
Yes.
understanding that. Any other thoughts maybe on takeaways from the weekend?
I think that certainly instilled a sense of the importance of community service and like how great it can make you feel as well. And it really provided like a good introduction and like motivator to continue on more community service throughout my life.
That's great. Well, thanks. Well, thanks for being here tonight, and thanks, parents, for being here tonight.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was a great year.
Yes. Thank you for the
I wanted to say that this year I've recruited 5 students we're sending to the RILA program. Doesn't run till June, but the district and the people who run it want us to make sure we have our recruits and our candidates in early. And that's what this is all about. And it's very exciting to be able to send. This is the first year we've sent this many students. And I actually have a couple on wait list. So
That's perfect.
we did well this year.
Thank you again, Madam Speakers. There's an invitation. The Interact teams know about this, but I don't know that we've done a good job communicating with the RILA team. So, Calvin, if you could pass those over for an event March 17th. That leads up to launching the world's largest paper airplane. So it should be a lot of fun. Susan Bevilacqua. Susan has been terrific with Interact Advisory.
Right, so,
for Wellesley Fund.
Right.
And I'll sit down.
well, and Bob is the inspiration. He started the Interact Club at Wellesley High School, so I'm following in his footsteps. But I'm the Interact advisor for the Rotary advisor for the Interact Club at the Wellesley High School. We have about eight, and we have we lost a lot of seniors. Last year, we're losing some this year. So if you would like to join, you guys. But in any case, we have Anna, Natalia, Mary, and Ella, and Calvin. So you guys want to come stand up here and talk about it? The focus is peer leadership and depression prevention.
We try to do different community service projects both in our town and in the school, but also in other towns surrounding like mental wellness, and we also do a peer leadership and prevention depression program where we'll go and visit other schools for a couple seminars, and we'll go and get to interact with other students and work with the material that we get from Boston Children's Hospital. So I just have a quick list of stuff that we've done or organized that we either have coming up or that we're doing this year.
So this year we've started doing the pool tournament with the senior center in Wellesley, the senior center that was recently built. We have different days where we're going to go in, and I think, are we recruiting other people from the school? We're bringing people from the school to sort of go in and play pool with the seniors. It's just sort of a good way to connect with the old and the young and just sort of have fun.
Also,
So what is the date of the first?
the first one is tomorrow at 2:45. So 2:45 to 3:45. So it's right after school for Islands, if you guys want to go. But yeah, so the next dates are April 4th and then May 2nd. So we should have them once a month from here on out. Tomorrow is seminar day at Wellesley High School. So that's a day where different people within the school can present seminars for an hour, or teachers or outside people can come and teach a seminar on whatever they want to teach. And Interact is having a seminar that is kind of like an art collaging project where we're making posters that have to do with the themes of like depression and mental health and mental wellness. So we're excited for that, and yeah, it's going to be tomorrow.
And then another thing that we've implemented this year, we've created some Google surveys that we've sent out to the
school, and basically posted them in the Facebook groups and asked, and there were just like a few different questions about about mental health and stress specifically. And we got some really great responses from that. I think one of the last meetings we were here, they were presented the responses, so we've done a few of those and they've been pretty successful. And then the last thing that we have we started was the Project SOAR, which is creating the world's largest paper airplane, and part of that is it's a 60-foot paper airplane. We're trying to break the Guinness Book of World Record, and it's using art projects from different schools that kids have created to put on the plane, and then once we're gonna fly the plane, and it would be pretty small.
Hopefully it'll be in the Guinness Book. We'll keep you posted.
So yeah, that's basically what we're doing and what we've been working on for the past couple months.
So I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
So Ella, are you doing anything with the Waltham Boys and Girls Club?
Oh yeah, soon we're gonna go to the Waltham Boys and Girls Club and just do a presentation about mental health and depression, break free from the depression curriculum, and we're just gonna try to educate them on that.
And for Kelvin, this is reaching back in here.
Okay.
Can you talk about the Wyville Wellness Center?
Oh, yeah. All right. So we worked with a program called Wyville last year. I'm not sure if is that through Rotary? I don't think it is.
They help pilot.
They help, okay. And so we sort of used that to teach younger kids about sort of coping with stress. There was a specific sort of area. It's an online game that kids could play. And there was an online area, or there was a sort of area of the game where kids could learn and focus on and learn how to cope with things like stress and anxiety and stuff like that.
And where did you introduce it?
Pardon?
Where did you introduce it?
Ooh. Oh, we introduced it at the Wellesley Public Library. We taught programs there on like how to use it and how to get around.
And Natalia, can you talk about Dorchester?
So Dorchester, there's an after-school group in Dorchester that we worked with last year. Hopefully we'll end up working with again this year, but it's basically the same sort of thing that we're doing with some other after-school groups where we will go for like a series of seminars. So maybe it'll be like 3 consecutive weeks. We'll go once every week, and we'll present some information. We'll watch like a video, and it's really mainly kind of a discussion between all of the members of our Interact Club and all of the members of their after-school group, and it's a really great time to just kind of have an honest conversation while also learning, and yeah, so we're very excited about that.
Thank you so much. Does anyone here have questions for the Interact teams or the Rhino teams?
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. I just think that the working with the Council on Aging is so great. It's so important for people as they age to have that opportunity for intergenerational action. So congratulations on that, and I'm coming down.
I don't know, can any of you play pool? No,
I think
so
I'm
they
gonna
think
struggle
they're teaching us
with
how to
that.
play
I think-
pool.
We'll figure it out, but it's all good.
Liz?
Yeah.
Where are you going to fly the plane?
I think it's in Fitchburg.
Oh, okay, out at the,
Yeah, so this is like a, Project SOAR is actually, I think it's started by the Revolving Museum in Fitchburg. So we've been working with them, and I think they're kind of calling the shots on how everything's going to play out. But our involvement is being there to help throughout the process, and then also to get our message out there by putting our artwork on them.
great. Sounds cool.
From what elevation will you fly the plane?
I have no idea. I don't think anything.
We don't know.
As long as it will go.
Right, it has to be a horizontal platform about so high.
Oh, really?
You have to push it off and it has to go 50 feet.
Yeah, it's.
We're still trying to figure it out. We'll keep you posted. We could maybe take a bus
I
out
know,
there
it's
to
just-
go see.
Yeah, well,
It should be this summer.
Rotary
Yes, Yes, on June 12th is the launch day in Fitchburg. So we would love you to mark your calendar and join us.
I wanted to know what your time block was tomorrow for seminar day.
So we have all three. So people are just going to kind of be coming in. We're, I forget which room exactly, but 342. So it's going to be in the arc, and on the third floor.
Well, I'll be joining you tomorrow.
All right, you're welcome.
But I am giving a seminar on the third block,
Oh,
in
nice.
1938 room,
All right.
on the history of Wellesley High School.
Oh, cool.
We're trying to drum up some enthusiasm in business at the high school, because Wellesley High School will be 150 years old in 2019. So if you can spare a few folks to come by, come on up.
We can do a field trip to your seminar.
I saw a question over here.
It's a comment and a question. The comment is really impressed with the work that you're doing. And the question is, for your survey, how did you develop that, or did you develop it in conjunction with another group? And to whom did you send it, and how many responses did you get, and were there any prevalent themes that you saw? If you want to share. Kind of a lot of questions.
All good.
Yeah, so us as a group, it was just interact. We kind of compiled our own ideas and turned those into questions. And then, like I said, we sent them to the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class on Facebook so everyone had access to it. We got a lot of responses actually, and they told it, and
The questions, just tell them a little bit of an idea of what the questions were about.
So they have to do a lot. I mean, we do it at the end of every month. So you usually try to do it, have the questions be something to do with that time of year. So around Thanksgiving, you're asking about family and that sort of thing. And around this time of year, we're we have 1.5 terms left. So like, how are you feeling about that and that sort of thing. And people generally, I think the idea was just kind of to get people to be thinking about their like mental wellness, even if it's for 30 seconds, like on a phone screen on the way home or something like that. But yeah, I mean, we've gotten some really cool answers in terms of like how do you normally deal with stress. People have really cool ideas, and we're hoping to put those actually onto the posters tomorrow at seminar day. So
That's great.
Great.
And I have to say, just as an looking in on what they're doing, I have to say I was very impressed because the answers are anonymous. So like the kids can answer and they don't have to identify themselves, and you'd be really, really surprised how many kids actually answer these questions. Like how many kids really want to talk and sort of vent in a way, like what's going on and so on and so forth. And I think because it's an anonymous forum, I thought it was really impressive, the amount of kids. And that's the point of Interact too, is because there's such a social stigma about being stressed and the whole mental wellness piece. People don't want to talk about it, but when it's an anonymous forum by your peers, people will step up. So it's been enlightening.
Really great leadership, you guys.
Well, can you talk about adolescent wellness at Wellesley High School in particular? Because at one time it was implemented. Is it still implemented at the high school?
No, it's a funny scenario. Outsiders have a hard time bringing programs into the high school. I happen to be Rotary president this year. I'm also a long-term president of adolescent wellness, and we've helped pilot a variety of curriculum. One is now distributed by Boston Children's Hospital. It's called Break Free from Depression. It's been used by 30,000 students in 40 states. And through Rotary, we've been able to bring it into Puerto Rico, India, and we're now preparing to bring it into Nigeria. We're actually hoping some of the posters that these Interact teams put together both wind up on the skin of this 60-foot airplane and are sent by pictures to the teens in India who have done the same curriculum, the Boston Children's Hospital curriculum in India. They sent us a video, and maybe I'll show it if we have time at the end of this session after the kids say goodbye. Basically, it was the teams from India reaching out to the teams here, and so we talked about response. There's some language issues, and so we talked about the response being art, maybe some of the art that gets created tomorrow we share with the teams there. But to Frank's question, we had 18 seniors in Interact 3 years ago, and that was a large enough group to actually implement the curriculum with the entire freshman grade. So effectively, these were kids a few months out of grade 8. It was October, and they were freshmen at Wellesley High School, over 300. And the Interact teams that year did the same curriculum that we're talking about, this break free from depression, and implemented it with the 300 plus freshmen at Wellesley High School. So it was Interact teams in the auditorium for a brief while, and then they broke into the advisory small groups, watched a quick documentary, debriefed on that. There was a pre-test and a post-test. The numbers the teams got that year were actually better than when the professionals do it at other schools. So it was a wonderful thing. Everybody said it was a wonderful thing. That was the end of it. It didn't get repeated the next year, and I can't tell you why. We lost, the senior, the head of advisory left. So we hadn't been introduced to a new person until it was too late in the year, and then nothing got restarted. So there's a challenge for the new president, Mary Bevilacqua, perhaps we can make it happen once again.
No pressure.
Did that answer your question, Frank?
Yes, but what year was it implemented?
I think it was 2015.
15.
Freshman
So
class.
last year it wasn't also.
Correct.
As peer mentors, do you have experiences where people talk to you about their issues, where you get the feeling they're not talking to their parents or their teachers? Does that come up?
I think more, so when we do the seminars for like after school groups, that tends to happen more often in that sort of setting where it's not like a classroom type of setting. I think in school the challenge is, as Ms. Bevilacqua says, to kind of recreate that like anonymity. Like you don't really want to expose yourself in front of everybody. So I think the challenge then is how to kind of recreate that so that it's both really accessible to everybody, but at the same time protects everybody's privacy and whatnot. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. You have a lot to do.